Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to give you an assignment and I'm also going to try some of the food you gave me in the answer to one of my weekly questions. Remember, the question was if what are some things that you eat that other people would think are weird? And so I am doing 3 of them today. I'm really excited about it. And this is sort of an assignment for a review video where you have to either create a video or write a review of something, either of food, maybe bad art. I'm going to give you some examples of that. But this is sort of an example video of what you would do. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to try are Lay's potato chips and ketchup. I'm actually going to take my earbuds out because the microphone's right here, and there are a few things that I hate more in this world than hearing someone chew on camera. So we have our Lay's potato chips, and we've got our ketchup. And I have my bowl of ketchup. You know, the person who sent this to me told me that it tasted like French fries, and he's absolutely right. That does taste like French fries. It's like the best crispy French fries. I'm that person. I like all the crispy French fries that you get from either like McDonald's or something like that. I really like that actually. I've never thought of putting ketchup on potato chips before. I put ketchup on all of my other types of potatoes that I make, but I never did anything with ketchup with potato chips. It's crispy, it's salty. There's enough salt on the potato chips. Sometimes with fries, there's not enough salt. So actually, this is a good alternative to fries. And yeah, it's a little bit sweet too because the ketchup is sweet. Okay, and now the next one, which I'm a little bit worried about because I don't actually like these. So someone suggests likes hot Cheetos and chocolate. And if you're that person, I see you, great. I just don't like hot Cheetos, but I'm going to try it. And I made chocolate, I melted chocolate for this because I thought it would be easier. If you want to melt chocolate, this is what it looks like. If you want to melt chocolate, don't burn it. That's my first tip. And for the other tip, I used heavy cream, just a little bit, maybe a couple of tablespoons of heavy cream with the chocolate, so it was easier to help it not burn. The type of chocolate I used was Ghirardelli, 86%, 86%. I actually added a little bit of sugar to it because I'm guessing the person who did this likes milk chocolate more. So we've got our hot Cheetos, we've got our chocolate, and so now I'm going to try this out. I actually liked that. It's a little spicy. I'm not a huge spicy person and it's burning the back of my throat a little bit, so I'm going to drink some water. Yeah, if you like spicy things, I think that's pretty good. I tried it a little bit earlier where I just had the bar of chocolate and the hot Cheeto, and I think this is better. It's nice to be able to like dip it real big and then eat it that way. But again, like the Lay's potato chips, it's crunchy. I actually think the Cheeto could use a little bit more salt personally, but you could make up for that if you salted the chocolate a little bit. I definitely suggest using heavy cream or milk when you're melting the chocolate because I think it makes the chocolate fluffy and easier to dip with. Yeah, and I think that's all I have to say about that. Okay, And then the next one that the last one that I'm going to show you is elote. Someone wrote that people thought that was weird and I didn't know what it was. So I looked it up and I looked up a recipe and I thought it looked so good and it was really amazing. So this is the final product of it for me. I added tomatoes to it because I love tomatoes, but the recipe did not call for that. But what you had to do was, where did I put the butter? There it is. So you put some butter in a hot pan, and then you put some corn. You cook that for like 10 to 15 minutes until it looks charred. So like a little bit brown, maybe not, you don't want to go totally black, but with this, you don't want the burned flavor, but you want it to be a little bit brown. And then you cook that. I actually added a little bit of heavy cream because I noticed it was burning on the bottom, and I have to say that didn't help that much. It still looked a little bit, or like my pan was burning on the bottom. Don't burn corn, don't burn things in your pan, it ruins them. Okay, and then after that, you put the corn into the bowl like I showed you. Then you put in some pepper, some salt, some smoked paprika, and then I also cut up a little bit of onion, just a little bit of onion. I don't like a lot of onion in things, especially if it's raw. So a little bit of onion. I maybe did less than a quarter of an onion. I cut up my tomato. You add some Parmesan cheese. I added a lot of Parmesan cheese, like a few good handfuls. I didn't measure. I'm not a huge measuring person. And then you put a lime on top to finish it. Oh no, actually I forgot the mayo. You have to have some mayo in there. I forgot that when I first made it, and when I tasted it, I actually did really like it. Sneak preview. I like this one. And then I added this to it and it made the flavor so much better. Okay, so now I'm going to try it. Okay, so it's really good. It's sweet. It's kind of a soft texture, but with the onions in there, that helps mix it up a little bit so it isn't just soft. There's like a little bit of crispiness to it too. The Parmesan cheese adds a good flavor to it. It feels like it adds body to the flavor. With the lime, that makes it a little bit tangy. Same with the mayonnaise. That really helps to make the body, to flesh out the flavor a little bit more so it hits you a bit. I feel like it could use cilantro. I should have bought some at the store. And if cilantro tastes like soap to you, which it does for some people, if they have bad genetics that way, you can also use parsley, I read. But I really like the tomato in it because it adds a little bit of juiciness, and yeah, the onion gives it a little bit of a spicy flavor without like putting cayenne pepper in it. But if you do really like spice, I would suggest putting cayenne pepper in it as well. Yeah, and I think that's all I have to say. I really like this. I'm gonna make this like in my regular dinner routine, like as a side. I think it would be really good. I just thought of a hot dog. It'd be really good with a hot dog, like next to a hot dog. I might not put it on one. Okay, so I hope you all enjoyed this video. I'm going to get up the assignment, and I really hope you enjoyed doing this assignment. If you don't want to do food, I did food because I love to eat all of the time. You can also do it with art. I found all of these I found this whole thing. It was on Board Panda, of all these people who submitted pictures of sculptures and things like that in their communities, just like in parks and stuff like that, that they hated and thought were awful. And some of them are truly bad. Like a whole field of like corn made out of concrete, like these bigger than life size, like maybe human sized sculptures of corn on the cob, just all over this field. And so it's stuff like that. And you can do an art review of like, what is this? But I gave you an example of a food review. Okay, so look for that assignment and I'll see you all later. I hope you enjoy this. I know I did.